This video we're going to talk a little bit about being prepared for the new update. And preparation is the key to success. So let's start by looking at what it is we need to get ready. If we go into the current version of software you have, you'll see under File, Security Maintenance, and bring down the user list. You'll have a list of all the users you're going to need to set up. Now, if you have a user that's no longer signing in anymore, you can ignore that one and it will be gone with the new update, because you need to recreate all these users from the beginning. So let's look at Luke. Luke has a group called Admin and Full Access. Then he has an individual rights of accounts receivable, bank rec, and call log. If we go to Admin and we look at the group of Admin, click on Edit, Admin provides him with these rights here. So he gets account mate, all those from the admin. Then if he looks at full access and we edit, we get a few more of the rights that he has access to. Now if we look at, then he adds in an individual like accounts receivable, bank recon, call log. So if we were to think about this, most of our major components in our software, we are creating a default group for you for that component. If we go into the new system and we look under Tools, Security, let's go ahead and create Luke. Name is only 4 characters long, and so problem is it needs to be 5. Suggesting possibly combining parts of their last name with it. So this would be Luke S. And you create him. So now we have Luke S in the system, and we can see immediately when we come in it's a little bit different. So Luke in the older system had admin access. Because you gave him admin rights, so if we look at Luke, this is if he has the administrative rights turned on, we should change his type to administrator. Then in the old system, if he has the admin right here, that gave him the ability to run tools. So we want to go ahead and give him tools, but we don't do it here. We would want to do it through one of our groups. So it doesn't look like we have a group for tools explicitly, so you could either click it here for just Luke, you could create a group, or you can click on all access. I believe the all access group has things for tools. So you want to start by adding the layers by groups, taking the groups that we give you and adding in all of the groups that you think he's going to be part of. So for instance, like your shop people probably are only going to be part of the inventory and equipment, not payroll, customers, permits, or voters. And for townships, you're going to be wanting probably to do all access, and then under the group of all, you might have to do voters on top of that. Then you could clear his password, but you notice you're not setting Luke's password. The first time Luke logs in, he will then be asked to put a new password in. This way you're not having any way of knowing what his password is. The security is just that more enhanced. Okay, so now what we want to look at is, let's say you want to set, I don't want special things that happen. So let's see what else Luke has on the older system. Luke also had accounts receivable, bank reconciliation, and call log. So if we look over here on the new one, we have call log, and we'll take off all access just so we can see how it would look. So we have a group called call log, so we'd want to select call log, and accounts receivable is now customers, and bank reconciliation is now under general ledger, I believe. So we could just turn on that right here to say that's all he has. Now in the new system though, we also have what he can do within that. So just turning it on doesn't give him full rights. So if he goes to that, he could have update rights and delete rights. So if you just want them to be able to add stuff and modify things, you can just give them update rights so that they can't delete. And if you want them to be able to delete, you click on the delete rights. If you just want them to be able to view it, you just click on the view right. So you can kind of think of this as like 3 levels. You have level 1, which is just I can see this part of the program. Then you have level 2, which is I can actually interact with it and make changes. And then you have the 3rd level, which is I also can remove things from the system. So the delete right is important because a lot of auditors don't want certain people to be able to do things, and that way you can limit what people can do in parts of the program even further and beyond what we used to have before. In this system, the older system, you used to have to, once you gave him that right, he had full rights to everything in bank reconciliation. Let's talk a little bit about setting up perhaps your own group then. Again, preparation is the key to, how easy this will be when the conversion comes along. So when you look at all the groups that we have set up, let's go look at the payroll or payables group. And we're done here with Luke. Go over to groups, and we're going to look at the payroll group, I guess. And if we walk under the payroll group and we look at the payroll section, here we have everything turned on. That's kind of what we did for you. And then also there's a tab here for the reports that they can run. And we click on the payroll reports, and this is the list of all our payroll reports, and we have turned those all on. So let's say you have a person that you want to do, you want to set up a group for all of your people that you want to be able to post payroll. So you could set a group up like that. So let's go set up a new group. So we come into here under groups and we say new group. And this is going to be payroll clerks. So I create the group. So now in payroll clerks, they're going to want to be able to do payroll. And I want them to be able to post payroll, but not delete anything in payroll. And they cannot even see employee mate. Let's let them see employee mate. They can start a new payroll information. And address mate, I just want them to be able to view it. All the setup, I only want them to be able to view. I don't even want them to see the tax wizard or the calculation because I have somebody else who's important to do that. These people are just posting payroll. So we would do something like this. Let's see, is there anything else for posting payroll they would need? Some of these are for the new time card system clock, if you know the new time card stuff, so you don't need to have those on. Yeah. So on here, for the person who's posting payroll, this could be all that they would need to have. So let's say we go ahead and we are finished with this group. So we're going to go back to a user, and we're going to take Luke, we're going to edit Luke, and we're going to take him off of, he's on payables, but then he is also going to be on payroll clerks. And kind of what I tell people also about groups that you should remember is what reports. So if I look at the payroll clerks and we go under the payroll section, I did not give him any access to any of the reports because sometimes these reports will show information that he's not supposed to see. But if he's posting payroll, he sees quite a bit. But let's say, he doesn't need to see hardly any of these reports. He really just needs to see, for his daily work, possibly a PR audit, if that's what he's using. Bank audit. the bank information. Now he's not generating checks, so he doesn't even see those reports. He's not doing any city wages. Probably a data list would be good if he needs it. Probably needs to see the declined hours. It's nice that he can see a deduction code list. And one pair overtime. So that's what we're going to set this group up to have. So let's log in with Luke and see how his screen is going to look. Now remember, when Luke logs in, we're going to have to make sure we're going to clear this password we're going to do, but this is one way to look to see that you have them set up right. So we're going to go ahead and close out of us. Come in. We're going to log in as Luke S. And again, since there's no password, you just basically click the enter key and then you go to new password. And we're just going to make it simple like PASSWORD. Oh, click in the box. PASSWORD. PASSWORD. All right, so it says the password was changed and ProFund Accounting will now apply to put the changes in. Now we can sign in with Luke S. And we will see what his screen looks like. So first of all, you'll notice he doesn't have all the items at the top like we've been showing. He only has what he has in the payables. The payroll, he only has these things that we've selected. Tools, he has a call log that we gave him. He still has his own favorites where he can move stuff to. And then since we didn't give him, nope, we gave him one report, so he can run payroll reports. But if he goes to look at the payroll report list, it only shows the ones that I selected. It doesn't show everything. So this is key for if you want to start limiting, what the users can see and access to what they should be only seeing and access. So to help, we've created a spreadsheet, ProFund Accounting Matrix, that you can put like the name of the user you're going to set up, and then if you're just going to do groups, I just select that, you don't have to go all the way over that, but maybe you have the username, put the group name here, and it's the same kind of thing whether you're going to view, update, or delete everything. And so you can kind of go through all of these things and get an idea of what it is you're going to be ready for. So when it comes to the time when you have to set this stuff up, you're not saying, oh, I don't know what this guy needs, or I have no idea what he would need. Now for most of the township people that are coming into this new, you're only going to need to set up 1 or 2 users, and most likely you're just going to give the two users all access. You might just make one of them administrator and one of them not administrator. For instance, like if you have a clerk and a deputy clerk, and we come over here and we go to tools, security, and we look at the different types of users. So like we have a clerk here, if we edit that user, it's just a standard user. Maybe the clerk should be the administrator as well, and then you just set up a deputy clerk that would just be a standard user. Again, giving the rights that you'd want your deputy clerk to get into. But if they want everything, we did create this all access key, so if they just click that, all of a sudden you get everything. All right, I hope that when this new update comes out, you're ready and prepared. If you have any questions about getting ready and prepared and this video wasn't enough, then we can certainly answer those at www.profundaccounting.com or at support@profundaccounting.com. Thanks for watching this video, and preparation is the key to success.